हाँ जी।
Everyone, just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can see that.
Sure. So, just Anamika, just let me know when you want me to start.
We can start, I guess. We can start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, thank you very much for coming out in the afternoon and taking this session on email marketing technologies for education. My name is Yash, actually Yashashvi Vats. I currently work for Microsoft. I lead marketing for education cloud. And I have spent about roughly 16 years in digital marketing, and that's my background in a nutshell. What we would do today is we would cover basics of email. You know, how does an email work? What you need to know about an email technology, and then use simple tools. I'm trying to keep it very basic. We'll talk about simple tools like how to use a combination of Outlook, Word, and Excel to correspond with your students or parents or other teachers. And then also using solutions like MailChimp when you have to send more emails, bulk emails that we call about. And last but not the least, spam scores. The spam scores would define how your mail gets treated by the receiver's mailbox. Uh, Only that much right now about it, but I'll cover that in detail. Placement has actually gone off. Sorry about it. Let me just change the design. I didn't see this. Yeah. So this is roughly how an email works. That you, from your computer, you send an email. The email goes through an outgoing mail server. That mail server would identify where it has to go from the email address, and then finally it goes routed to the incoming mail. Whoever receiving the email would receive it through an incoming mail server and would see it. If I have to replicate this and tell you in simpler layman's terms, so the email ID is like an address you put in an envelope. So when you put an email, like if you have to send a normal letter, you put it in a post box. So that is like the outgoing mail server. The post box would take it to a central mail server or the post office, where they would sort out according to the address. Here they sort out according to the domain. For example, if the domain is Microsoft.com, then Microsoft would replicate into the DNS that you see on the right hand side, point number 2 and 3, and from the DNS it would know which mailbox it has to go, and which is like the pin code, and then it would go and to that specific post office where it has to be done, and then will be retrieved by the end user. That is in very layman's word how it works. What does a standard email include? A standard email includes a subject line, content, design, and a sender's name and ID. Now, before I go further from here, what I would actually like to do is explain you how the
Biraj, sorry to interrupt. Yes, sorry to interrupt. Your screen is not visible. I request you just stop sharing and again do sharing.
Okay. Is it available now?
Yes.
So I had only shown how this diagram. So anyway, we can still let me still come. Go forward in case you can. There's a problem. Please ping me again, Samkit. So if I open a mailbox and I'm using Google as a reference right now. Oh, sorry. Yes. Hello. So this is a typical how a mailbox looks like, and I hope everybody would know this. So if you look at, there is a primary email box, there is a social box, there is a promotion box by default. People can also activate another box here, which is known as update box, which I've activated in my other email ID, which is this, where you have a primary email box, you have a social email box, you have a promotion email box, and you have an update email box. What happens when you send an email? The machine automatically, using AI and machine learning tools, would identify what kind of email it is from your content, from your subject line, from the way the email has been written. And basis that, they would actually put the email either in the primary email box if they think it is primary one-to-one connection. In case they think it's a promotional email, they'll automatically go into a promotional email box. If it is an update, okay, for example, you're giving an update about a news or information, it goes into the update email box. If somebody has not activated the update email box, all the update email would by default go to primary email box. By being very smart on how you are writing your email, what kind of subject lines you are putting, you can actually ensure that the mail goes in the primary mailbox and not on any of the other email boxes. But if your email is spamming, it would go into what we call as a spam mailbox, which is here where all emails go, and if you don't read them, they would automatically get deleted in 30 days. And something that you need to ensure is to avoid getting your email go into the spam email box. How do we ensure that? Couple of things. I'll actually say it the other way around. Why does an email go into a spam email box? The email goes into a spam email box if the system thinks that you are doing a bulk emailing to just get a reaction. It does not have a direct correlation with the person who is receiving the email box. Which can be for various reasons. It can be the content. If your content has a lot of promotional words in it, it takes it as an automatic spam. There are words which trigger spam score, something like these that I have kept here open for your references, like additional income, 100%, collect, dear friend or somebody. See, the personalization is not specific to one person. So no, okay, because you are sending it to bulk, it would assume that you are sending a spam because you're not customizing it. And that is something that we have to always avoid, because if we are doing it random, it would end up in the spam box. Nobody opens the spam box, or it's in junk box, and it's called as junk email in some of the mailboxes, but you would lose that person. And also, that's the first problem if your email is going in spam. The second problem is your email ID automatically gets marked as a spammer email ID. So whatever email you would send, even one-on-one, dedicated, they would also end up being in a spam server. So you have to, how do you avoid being in a spam? You avoid being in a spam by being very smart about the content that you're putting up. So for example, On the content, personalize, very smartly personalize the email that you're putting up. Your first paragraph of an email should identify a association. For example, personalizes like writing an email to, so for example, let's like I want to write to Anamika, so I'll start by Dear Anamika. That's the first personalization. I can also personalize these subject lines in certain cases, so that also decreases my spam score. Second, use the first paragraph. For example, Dear Anamika, thank you for your lasting association with me on so and so. That this kind of a message in the first paragraph also brings down your spam score. Third, use smaller sentences. Don't write complex sentences. The more complex you write, the more higher the spam score becomes, as well as it's for the end user to comprehend what you're saying becomes difficult. Be brief in your email content. Don't write longer emails. Be brief. Write smaller emails. When ending, again, add associations. So thank you for reading my email, or be personalized and put that association. And when you are using a mass mailing server technology, and I'll come to the mass mailing technologies, always use an unsubscribe button. If you don't have an unsubscribe button, you would automatically go in spam score. See, the systems are very smart. They would identify whether the email is coming from your Gmail, from your official email ID, or it's coming from a mass mailing server like a MailChimp or any other technology, or if you use your own mass mailing servers in office or your colleges or schools. And if it's coming from them and it does not have this unsubscribe link, it would automatically put you in spam. In fact, some email service providers do not allow that email to go into even spam. They would actually reject it altogether. Again, design. Use a header content. You put the header, make a responsive design. When you're putting images, put an alt text for that image. If the image size is small, and these are actually more for when you're using an HTML design, not when you're just typing a normal email. Use standard fonts in the text. Many times we write fonts which the incoming machine might not have. So stick to the basic fonts like Verdana, Times New Roman, Arial, Calibri, to name some of them. And standardize the template. The more standard your template is, the more easier the user would identify it. Then the sender's ID is very, very important. The sender's email ID that you're sending it from. Many times we would not sign it off from personal. You might just put a college name or something else. If you put a person's name, the spam score again goes down. Your chances of going into an email box goes up. And it helps associate with the person who the email is coming from. Your chances of getting it open is also higher. And remember to have the mailbox, put a mailbox in return. At times what people do is they send an email ID and there is no response email ID on that. Please put that up. Okay. So now after this, let me go to some practical things how we can do. So I have actually thought of giving you a demonstration using simple tools like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So basic things first. So I have an Outlook. I have set up an Outlook with one of the email ID. If you don't have a professional email ID like this, you can also go to Outlook, set up an Outlook for your own, Gmail ID. So I'll just show you how to do that. So let's say this. I add a new account. Say yashashvi.whatsapp@gmail.com. Continue. It asks for because I'm already logged in, it's not asking me for my username and password. It is asking me to allow Microsoft. I say allow. And then it goes back to Outlook and my email gets configured automatically here. You can do similar things with Outlook.com email ID, Gmail ID, Hotmail ID, whatever IDs that you use, you can actually put them on Outlook and use Outlook to do this. Couple of things, why you use Outlook. is one, it works well with a technology known as mail merge. Done. And okay, so now my emails are coming here. I can see my inbox, I can see my sent. It's automatically linked, so the sent is gonna still come here, but my inbox is here, my other email folders are here. Once you have set up your Outlook, then the second step, which is very important, is open up Excel file, start a new Excel file, and put the data that you want to in. The data can be, and put a header row first, for example, salutation. I would always prefer you write first name and last name separately. Email ID. And let me put some sample data just in case. So, Mr. Yashashvi Bhatt's email ID yash@yash.pro. Dr. Samkit. Samkit, I'm sorry, not able to remember your last name yet, so I'm just writing Singh. So Samkit at incubateind.com, and so just another one, Professor Y. Sharma. Just for example, and let's say you also want to tell them their scores in their last last test. So put that scores here, say my 80, 90, 70, and then just save this file. So that I'm able to remember where I've saved it. I'll save it on my desktop. Sample data 2. Is my screen visible, Samkit?
Yeah, it's there. You can see.
I was getting some messages. So once I've saved my data, I'm closing this file.
No, screen is not visible.
Now your screen is gone off.
Let me know when you can see my screen again.
Yes, visible. It's visible.
We can see now.
Okay. So what I did was I saved that file. It's saved here as sample data 2. I open a normal Word file. And instead of typing my email in Outlook, I start typing it here. Say here I go to mailings and say I want to start a mail merge. I want to send email messages. Okay, it's telling me choose a new or existing recipient list for your mail merge. So I go here, second step, choose a recipient email list. I can create one new, or because I've already created one, so I say use an existing list. Select this. Go to the desktop and use that sample data 2. Open, give it permission, say yes, I trust it. I want to use the entire worksheet, so say okay. And then I start typing my email. So say to. Now I want to insert after 2, I want to write the name of the person here. So I say insert merge field, first name. I want to put a space and put a second name, last name, or I don't want a first name. I want to write a salutation. So insert salutation. Put a space for the last name and then close it. I say subject goes in, or actually subject would come in the email. So let me just start writing the other part I want to write. Say, dear first name, thank you for taking the test with us. This sets up the association with the email, and then I add the next part. Your test scores are as put the test score and out of 100. Furthermore, you are required to complete the following assignment. Say a book report on works of Charles Dickens, and then end it. Thanks and regards, Yashasvi Vats. Now see what it would do is, the moment you see this ABC here, the moment I click on this, it would actually show me what's going to come. It's going to say to Mr. Vats, dear Yashasvi, thank you for taking the test with us. The test score is 80 out of 100. It automatically changes the entire field that you have put in. And you can add more field if you want to, for example, add something else. You just add that in the Excel. It comes here, choose that, insert that field using this, and you are done. If I click next, I can see each and every record one by one. So sorry, I have to start the preview results and then say next. This is the third record, this is the second record, this is the first record. Because there are only 3, it's easy. Otherwise, I can do find a recipient and check for all. Once I've typed my email and I have done everything I want to do here, then I can do finish mail merge.
Excuse me, Mr. Yashasvi, I would really like it if you could increase the font size.
Sure.
The font size is very small.
Is it good enough now?
Yeah, that'll help. Thank you.
Okay, so let me just again bring it. So this is how my merged fields, that we call them, are coming. These merged fields are the fields that I have put in the Excel file that I wanted to come here automatically. So once all this is done, then I can go and say finish mail merge and merge to email. I can actually print this as a document also and send them physical emails. I can use the same technology to do letters. Otherwise, I'll say mail merge to email. Something which is very important, please ensure that Outlook is your default mail system on your computer when you're doing this. If it's not default, then you might get an error. Here, the moment I say merge to email, it asks me to whom do I send to. I send it email ID where I put all the email ID. I type the subject here, test score.
So if there are any questions, can we ask right now, or would you be taking that section?
Sure, you can.
Okay, so since you said it should be Outlook, we usually use Gmail.
So that's why I had set up my Gmail address in Outlook here. If you remember, I went to Outlook as the app on the system. I'm not talking about the Outlook as the mail servers, not Outlook.com. Okay. You go to Outlook, you go to your preferences and say add accounts. Then there are accounts.
Your cursor is not visible. Where are you pointing out? I can't make out.
No problem. On the Outlook, there's an option for accounts. Just go to accounts and then you can add your account. See, for example, I have my Gmail account added to my Outlook. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So you can, so even if you use Gmail, just put your Gmail ID on your Outlook to do this.
Okay, so that means I can use Outlook and its features even if I usually have Gmail as my primary email account.
Yes.
Okay, by just adding that.
But just adding that account.
Okay, that's a learning. Thank you.
And the reason why I'm saying Outlook is because these are all Microsoft products. So the Outlook and the Excel and the Word would work together for doing this for you.
Absolutely.
Then I have 2-3 options of sending an email. So I type my subject. I have 2-3 options: send as text, send as attachment, send as HTML. So I'm as of now saying send it as text. If I had put some images here or some design here, I would have chosen send as HTML. Okay. Then I do email merge to outbox. So automatically it is sending emails. So it's giving me an error. The script is attempting to send a message. Some scripts can contain, because I know that this is not virus, I am doing it. So I say send. The moment I say send, it would automatically, sorry, don't show this message again. Send. So all my emails have gone from Outlook automatically. They'll come in the outbox first, and then so the plus point of this system is that you can create your own easy. See, the email also came to me as well, because I put my email ID, Gmail email ID, such as to Professor Sharma, dear Y, with all the personalization automatically.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I think the screen was hanging up again and again. Can you please tell how did you come to this entire page, right? I understood whatever you are telling in between, but the initial part, because my Outlook doesn't look like this. I see only the file, home, send, receive folder. So I want to know, where did you get this Word,
So
Excel?
Okay, so I have opened the normal Word on my computer. I have opened the normal Excel on my computer. I have not opened anything else. So
okay, so there you will be right.
Yes. So what you do is, so I'll just repeat the steps for everyone, so that you. Step number 1, the easiest step is create a sample data, where you put whatever fields you want. The compulsory field to have is an email ID, because that's where your email have to go.
And this data you are preparing on Excel sheet, simple Excel sheet.
Simple Excel sheet.
Okay, fine.
I have put my salutation, I have put the first name, I have put the last name. I would always prefer that you put the first name, last name, or maybe in some cases, let me put a middle name as well, separately. I'll tell you why, because then you can customize on them. Because if you put just the name, and okay, allow me to demonstrate that as well. Name. Okay, so for once I've put just name. Whatever fields you want to put, I've put scores in last test. Instead of that, you want to put, let's say each one of them has a different assignment. So let's say assignment. Okay, the assignment for the first one can be book report on Charles Dickens. The second one can be prepare a chart on climate change. For the third one can be, say, make a working model of solar panels. Okay, so let's say these are the 3 different assignments. Again, I save this on my, so I've saved this on my desktop. It's here. I open and start a new Word mail merge. Let me. Okay, let me just start a new Word file. So on the Word file, you go to mailings. This part is important. You choose there are a lot of options, and you'll find there'll be an option which would say start a mail merge. Choose this. Say you want to send email messages. So email messages, it would automatically give an error. So go and say select recipient. It has multiple options. I'll choose an existing list because I've just created one. I go to desktop. I choose my list. It asks me for for permission for that list. I give it permission. It's telling me which sheet I am, because there are multiple sheets. I'm saying sheet 1. I'm not putting any cell range, which means it would pick up the entire sheet. Comes here. Then I start typing what I want to type. For example, I want to write the name of the person, the complete name first. So I say name. Then comes the complete name. I can also do this. If I have the first name space middle name space last name, and then I can start typing dear. Let's say I want to say dear Mr. What's kind of a thing. So dear salutation space. Please note that you have to put the spaces yourself. Say last name. The test score read. Okay. This is regarding the test which was conducted last month on holidays. Okay, please don't mind. I'm just giving a sample thing. The test score for you is, and again I say insert merge field and put the score in the last test. For the more you need to complete an assignment on, say, insert merge field, the assignment, and then you say thanks and regards. Okay, no, let me also add some more. The last date for the assignment is 30th June 2019. Thanks. 19 is in the past. 20. We can't travel back in time and do this, right? Say, words, teacher, 10th grade. Just, I can check, say preview results. I can see what it's gonna do. Yes, rewards. Okay, so it's showing me twice because I have put name here together as well, and first name and last name. So if you understand, if you break up the name, then you can do these kind of customizations easily. If you did not have this, and it would just say dear Yashasvi Vats. You can't say dear Mr. Vats or like that. Let me delete this. This is only for sample. Okay. So I say preview results. See, it's saying furthermore you need to complete an assignment on book report on Charles Dickens. Score is 80. Next one, the score was different. So dear Dr. Singh, 90. The report, the assignment has changed. If you want, you can also put quotes on this. Say this. If you want to make it bold, you can go home and make it bold. You can do all these things here. Again, I'll go back to mailings and say preview. So see, this is now automatically coming in bold. And for each person, it is different. Okay. Once I have checked everything I want to check, I go to the last part, which is finish and mail merge. I use the option merge to email. I use to as the email address. Subject, test result for holiday test and new assignment. Smaller subject lines are always better. I'm just typing a bigger one. Because I've used bold and all, so this time I'll choose HTML message and say email merge to Outlook. And the mail would go. And let me open my Gmail and show. So this is the last email that had gone. Let me refresh and the new one would also come. The new one has also come. And if I open it, it says, dear Mr. Professor Sharma, this is regarding the test because conducting last month holidays. The test score is 70. Furthermore, you do an assignment on this, the last of the assignment C. Everything comes as such. Now, while you do this, the what are the drawbacks of this? You cannot send thousands and thousands and thousands of emails using this method, because then your email address gets and the email server would get banned as a spammer, and you would not like to do that. So if you have to send thousands and thousands and thousands of emails, then you use service providers or bulk emailing services like MailChimp. And the second drawback is what happens is when you do a mail merge, while for you all, because only 3 emails, they went like fast, but if you are, let's say, sending 200 or 500 emails, each email goes as one after another email here. Let me check. Sent, see, it's one email after another email. So I sent twice three emails, so I have 6 emails in my mailbox. So which means you'll have to keep your computer on for till the time all these emails have gone. And if your internet connection is slow in between, or internet connection breaks up in between, then you might have to do what we normally end up doing is send, refresh, send and receive again, so that they go out. So while this is good for a few emails, maybe a few hundreds as well, the moment you go beyond that, my recommendation would be go set up something like a MailChimp. MailChimp, while it's a paid service, it is free for about I think 2,000 email addresses and sending out to 10,000 people in a month. What you do is you come here, you set up same stuff, you add your contacts, you import your Excel file. So let's start by designing an email here. So I come here, so I can use one of their templates to make this, or I come here and say, make an announcement, or say simple text email. Let's start with the basics first. Okay. Let me actually go back and first import the let me first import contacts. Say import from a file. It would give me an option, this copy paste from a file. I say copy paste from a file, say continue. I open my Excel and I copy this and I paste this here. Okay. Continue to match. I'm skipping the first row and then I am gonna, oh, sorry, I did a mistake. I didn't have to copy the first option. Because that I'll have to define it in there. So I'll copy from second to the last. Okay, they continue to match. So the first one, I'm saying edit. Create a new field. Salutation. Field type text. Okay. Edit. First name. Edit. Create a new field which was middle name. Edit. Last name. Save. Oh, let me skip this. for now, so I'm not using this. Will not be imported. Email address, so it is picked up automatically. Say next. Create a new field. Test score. Save. Make a selection. Again, create a new field because it's not there. I'll say assignment. Save. Save. Continue to organize. Okay, so create a tag. I give it a name. Sample student list. Choose the status, say subscribed. And you can also use this option if you are updating an existing list. Let's say continue to review. Copy paste, importing 7 out of 8 columns. Tags of contacts, contacts done. Say import. Okay, so I have the addresses and everything here. Because I had registered it from my email ID, so it has not imported my email ID. It's giving me an error, otherwise normally you'll not get that. And you're done. Now once you're done, then you go to create, say email. You have to give it a name, so let me give it a name as test. Again. So I want to send it to all, from whom, add a from. This is very, very important. By default, my name has come, so I'm just sending it like this. Subject line. You can also customize the subject line here, but say subject line is test score and assignment. And okay, save. Edit subject, say design email. I have various design samples available. I can use this, or I can go and say a simple text email. And it's fun to design. So if you want, you can actually upload images, insert images here, and do whatever you want to do with this. So here it's, I start editing it and say set dynamic content. Oh, okay. So I start typing the same email here. Dear merge tag, dear salutation space merge tag first name. Oh no, let me put it last name here. Space last name, comma, the test score. Forgot my own rule. Thank you for taking the holiday test. The test score for you is, and again use the merge tags to use the test score. You would now need to complete an assignment on assignment. The last date for the same is 30th June 2020. Thanks and regards. This save and close. Okay, so by default it is added. because now I'm sending from a bulk email service provider. So by default, it has added a footer which includes information like the current year, the list of the company, to put up the tag automatically, all rights reserved. It would say if not page this. It would put my address automatically, which I had given it to the system while setting up the MailChimp account. And it's also putting in unsubscribe links. I don't have a reward, so I can edit this and remove the rewards from this. I can actually even remove this part, but I should never remove the unsubscribe options. So I'm just going to keep that and remove everything else. Say save and close. Say continue. Oh, hang on, there's still placeholder text. Keep editing. Where is the placeholder text? Your test score and results. By the way, you can make it more fun. You can insert an image also in this. What you do is you add on this plus button here. Sorry. I can go here and say blocks. I can say I want to insert an image. And say I want to insert an image after this. I can browse and choose the image. There's no images uploaded, so I say upload. I go to my desktop, I upload this image. It's too heavy, but you don't have to worry. It automatically resize it for optimal email sending. Let me find a smaller, simple email. Say IIT Delhi logo. Images. Save image. Desktop. Saved. Campaign builder. I uploaded that image, but let me put the logo here. Okay. Now I can close this. Here, if I say browse, I can choose, say insert. So the IIT Delhi logo is coming there. I can also actually drag this and move this up if I want to. By using this, I can actually put it on top. Save and close. Continue. And now it's all ready. It's showing me a preview here. I can click on this and see how the email would look. It would look with this. Okay, if I say enable live merge tags, it would show me even the live name, dear Dr. Singh, thank you for taking our test score, and everything is coming here automatically. Unsubscribe link is ready. This is how it would look on a mobile. And this is how it would look in email box. Okay, it needs upgrading. But once I've done the preview and I find everything all right, so I do this and I say send. So it would say send now, or I can schedule it to send at a specific time as well. And it's sent. I5, it would go out shortly. This another 10-15 minutes should go out. The plus point of doing it this way is that one, it is not blocking my Outlook. I don't have to worry about my internet being stable, and I can send it to, say for example, this free account supports about 2,000 people and about 10,000 emails in a month. I don't have to worry about the quantity. If I have more, I can buy more and send it to more people. And it would take care and ensure that my spam score is low, because they have a service in which it goes down. Oh, it would not come to my Gmail. Which all email IDs do I have there? Let me open another one. So, yash@yash.com. So let me open yash@yash.com. Sorry, Samkit, I'm spamming your mailbox by sending too many emails to you. It's not yet out yet. Okay, this time it has come into my promotion mailbox because of images and all in it. But see, image, this is how it looks. So that's in a nutshell how you can easily use either Outlook, Word, Excel combination, as well as something as free tools like MailChimp to send out emails to your students. And you can add more fields. I've just added 3, 4. You can be creative and add more fields. You can do a lot of things with this. You guys have any question? I'm still here. We can answer those. I think there's some questions on chat. Let me have a look at it. Which version I was using? So I was actually using Office 365, which automatically comes with the latest version. So this was 2019. Okay, guys, I think no more questions. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Anamika, can I just log off?
Yeah. Are you sure nobody has a question? Just the final call. Pooja will talk about it later. Thank you. Yeah, Yash, you can proceed with your work. Thank you very much for coming by.
Sure.
And I'll talk to you in a while. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks. So you are going to get your certificates not before Monday evening. Any other question? No? Of course, in the email. How else do I give it to you? You send the email. Based on that email only, I'll be sharing the certificates. Yes, we'll be sharing the recording of this session with you. Samkit, are you there?
Yes.
Can
yes.
you just share the recording right here? Can we do that?
Right now we not able to do because it take
Okay.
time to fetch from server.
What we'll do is we'll just share the link of that YouTube thing. It is recorded there, so we can have a look at it there. If you can share the link of the YouTube thing.
Yeah, I'm sharing.
Yeah, we are sharing the YouTube link with you. So please have you click on this link right away and you will have the complete session recorded over there.